to be talking about leg strength and flexibility. This is a request I had, but it was also something that I was planning to do. So let's just jump straight into it. So, obviously when people are looking at, fancy things like, leg extensions and, all the stuff that involves your legs going up, you think, I need to be more flexible, right? Or you see, doing the side splits like this, and you think, how do I do that? That's probably another video in itself, but basically, you need to kind of have overall flexibility in your legs, but that also means you also need strength. Like a lot of people don't think about, the strength to do these kind of things. So I'm going to walk you through just a few different stretches, basic stretches, and a few different kind of dance-based exercises to really work on your flexibility and strength in your legs. So first things first, we'll go from kind of top down. When you're talking about stretches for your legs, so it starts obviously with your tush and your rotator muscles for all your things that you do in turnout. So this is a really basic stretch, one knee on foot, foot on knee, and to just gently go forwards. That's kind of really the basics. Obviously, you're going to need to work on your hamstrings, so we do this basic sitting stretch. The one thing that you really need to make sure of is a lot of people do this and their backs are bent. You're not actually stretching your hamstrings. So what you need to do is to make sure that you sit up as straight as you possibly can so that your lower back is at a 90-degree angle with your legs. And that's when you're really starting to stretch your hamstrings. Now we're going to look at your abductors, right? Because if you can't do a split at the beginning, then just trying to go for it is a really bad idea. So you're going to do these kind of halfway stretches. You can lean over to one side a little bit, and you can also turn, rotate your body so you have your forehead to knee. That's also something that is really useful. A lot of people kind of over-focus on their hamstrings, so you're also going to need to focus on your hip flexors and your quad muscles. The basic behind that is the lunge, of course. Just make sure that you're keeping your head up, and make sure, especially in this, you're not twisting or rotating, because that stretches a different set of muscles, and we're focusing on the hip flexors. You can put your knee down and bend your foot up, but be very careful on this. Obviously, I do it with the towel because my knees hurt. And then for your calves and kind of overall, the downward dog is a great standby. Again, just make sure that your back is not in a rounded position and straight. So that's kind of the basic stretches. I know they're boring and you're like, I know these, Jillian, but honestly, these are the stretches that I use every day. Let's talk a little bit about strength. Obviously, the best way to work on your calf muscles is straight up releves. Do 8 on both legs, 8 on one leg, 8 on the other, and then back to 8 on both legs. Your second position, Pleeease, are a wonderful way to work all kinds of muscles. You can do deep, long Pleeease. You can also hang out there and kind of go back and forth. You can do some funky dances while you're there. It's that makes it, about 1,000 times better. You can lie down on your back and do these kicks. This is a good way of making sure that your hips are not doing funky things, especially like when people are standing and doing grand battements, they get kind of, your hips start doing some weird things. So this is a great way to keep them under control. Don't try to kick your leg too high, just up. You want to do about 10 on each leg and maybe repeat. You can also do these on the side. That's a great way. You want to do them both actually with your leg turned in and with your leg turned out, because these are working different sets of muscles. So make sure that you do both. Let's say 8 turned in, 8 turned out on each leg twice. Then we're going to go to the standing exercises. You want to hold this balance. There's a front, there's a side, and there's a back. You want to hold each position for about 10 seconds each, at least, and then you can build up from there. And then finally, when you're done with that, of course, jumping is the best way to overall work your leg strength, to build muscle, and to get better, better technique. So these simple first position sautés, you can also do kind of warm-up jumps to start with without the pointed feet, but then add the pointed feet later. And that's kind of the basics of this. There's obviously, many more exercises that you can do. These are kind of my favorites. If you have questions or you'd like kind of a second edition with some more, let me know in the comments, and best of luck. I will see you next time.